the obstacle, what is challenging for us at the moment. And this card represents the solution. So it's sort of like a thesis, antithesis, synthesis, synthesis. You know, like, yeah. So question, obstacle, solution. Is this from my left to right or your right? So normally, okay, the thing is that I'm trying to read it for you, like you guys are asking the question. So that's why this card is the right, middle, left. And if this Zoom thing had like a mirror, that I think I could do that, but I don't want to mess up with the system. I would be reading for myself, right? This would be my right. This would be my middle, and this would be my left. Understood? It doesn't really with the PowerPoint you understand it really. It goes from right to left. It's like a progression. Sorry, from perdón. It goes from left to right. Okay, so it's this way. This is the left. Which is the left?
Yeah, that one is our left.
That is our left.
I knew there was something fucked up. Okay. So left, middle, right. So question. This card represents the question now that I just realized that you guys have the Zoom is mirrored. The question, okay, so this is a 2 of wands, right? The wands are a minor arcana. So this is telling me, giving me information like, okay, this reading is about like on your everyday life, like when you get up in the morning and you're gonna do something, or like you don't even want to get out of bed, whatever. So so this card is giving me information that is about creative or sexual energy, and it's number 2, so it's about balance. So it's giving me information that I'm asking sort of like, how do I achieve a certain balance between either like the external world outside me and my internal world, or like how do I feel, you know, like I can create, or how do I get like all of this additional information that I'm getting right now and that's generating anxiety and that is conflicting with the things that I want to do and that I want to bring to my daily life, even though we're going through this pandemic and all, in a way that makes sense to me and that keeps me grounded, and it's, you know, allows me to progress in some way on a personal level. So I think this is a cool card because it's like, it's about fire, it's about finding a certain balance, or like creativity, fueling your creativity on a daily basis. So that's the question. The obstacle is the card in the middle, and I would read this. Changale. So we got the Pope. So we got the Pope, which is a major arcana card. As I mentioned before, the Pope is number 5 because it's a bridge between Earth, between these like plebeyos or like servants in some way, and heaven. So I think it's really cool that we got this card because it's I don't know, it's reassuring. It's giving us information like, you exactly, Basil, hell yes. We are going through a transition. This is a moment of everything is up in the air. There's like no certainty. There's no freaking leaders to which we can like look at, or like wise people, or like, I don't know, there's like fake news. You don't know who to believe at. I like to look up for guidance. And even on a personal level, it's like, we're right in the middle of something. So no wonder you cannot achieve balance. No wonder you cannot feel security and concentrate and put like balance your craziness with like feelings of trying to pull yourself together, or being able to just, I don't know, finish a painting if that's what you're doing at the moment, or think about how you're gonna, I don't know, like keep on working, whatever. Like I think this has to do with that. And the Pope is telling you like, okay, but you're in the middle of a transition, you're a 5, so yeah, no wonder you can't find this balance and this number 2. So the solution, ta, ta, ta. Okay, nice. So let me, I think I would like to read like a traditional interpretation for this, if I just can find the book somewhere. Yeah, I just saw it. But this is a 2 of Pentacles. So we have that our question is a question about our everyday life, minor arcana. Our obstacle is an obstacle about big changes, macro pictures, big moments in life, processes that are like personal and universal. It's stuff that is fully disruptive. And then we have, as the solution, we have interesting, because we, and the Pentacles, huh?
Has this been choppy for anyone else?
Yeah, just like that on me too.
Yeah, could you repeat that last sentence?
Aye.
We all just kind of lost you for a sec.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Where was I? Sorry.
Talking about the solution.
Nice. Thank you. Okay. So so pentacles have to do with our bodies and our health, but they also have to do with nature. I mean, it's, as I was saying before, it's this mineral that comes from the earth, and we give it a certain value. And number 2 in the pentacles is balance. I think it's cool that we got this card, because in this card, Jodorowsky, in his like reinterpretation of the deck, he used this card to give himself some credits. I don't know if you can see it here, but it says Jodorowsky here and Camoin here. So Camoin was the French house that was printing this tarot deck, and that came to Jodorowsky and asked him for help and said like, hey, I need your help because my sales are not doing well, and I saw that like tarot and a bunch of people follow you, like can you sort of give me a little bit of like coaching of what to do with my business? And Jodorowsky was like, yeah, we're gonna rebrand this, or like whatever. He did like the whole image of the business again, and did this like technological reconstitution. So I think this is cool, because this card is talking to us about collaboration in the most like explicit way. I think this card has to do with finding our balance, like giving priority to health, to our bodies, to nature. It also has to do with leaning on each other. So not waiting for the government or the corporative like industry to come and solve your problems. For me, this is a card about like mutual aid. Like, who's gonna pick your groceries? Well, I mean, are you gonna pick groceries for someone else? It has to do about housing each other. It has to do with supporting each other through this moment. If you give me 1 second, I want to read you like a traditional interpretation, because I think that it's sick that we actually got this card. Yeah. So, and I also don't want to, yeah, overextend myself with time.
We're a little over time, but I
We're a
think
little over time. Yeah.
Basil, maybe you can chime in. Maybe this can be like a 45-minute TV thing.
Yeah, going to 45 minutes would be better than stopping closer to 30.
Yeah, so
You guys think so?
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, you're good. You're at like 35 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so go for another 10 and we're party time.
Tell me all your
So,
wisdom.
so I'm gonna.
We can do a little
so
tarot talk if you don't have 10 more minutes of material.
No, I'm gonna just read you the interpretation, and then I think I'm just gonna open the floor for questions. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So, the fuck, where's this?
Michaela, you're gonna drop all the PowerPoint and the doc in the chat, right?
Yes. Should I do that right away?
You can read this thing and then do it, whatever feels good to you.
Okay. My swords. Okay. Two of Pentacles. Okay. This card evokes the desire to tie up a contract that has not yet been finalized. It could be a financial plan still in the embryonic stage, a house still being built, the desire to get married or to form a partnership that will prompt a successful conclusion to a business matter. It is also a still forming embryo, physical rest and recuperation of strength. Okay, now and then it gets into the bad aspects of the Two of Pentacles. The negative sense of Two of Pentacles can signify lack of means or laziness, refusal to eat, or an inefficient attitude toward the material world. Okay, that wasn't that helpful, but take it from me. So yeah, I would say I would read this card as sort of like what I was saying before, collaboration and really privileging. If we have stability in our health and like in our bodies, and or we can just be compassionate with ourselves during these days because we're going through hell in some way, we're going to be able to find balance again in whatever creative projects we were doing before. That's it.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna drop the files on the chat. And does anyone has any questions? I know M was asking me about how do you say, decks to buy or to find. No.
If M doesn't want to ask that
Yeah.
question, I have
No,
a
it doesn't matter.
question,
I'm just putting it out
about
there.
spreads. Do you always do the question, obstacle, solution spread, or do you do any other spreads? And is it always 3 cards, or what other ones do you do?
You can do whatever you want. Like there's a thing that I do a lot with friends, and some of my friends that are here, like my family, they've seen this. I do a lot that, for instance, if we had more time today, I would do a single reading for each one of you.
Wow.
So that's like, everyone in a circle and everyone draws a card, and you can. I like the three spread because it gives you a tool in some way. It's something that you can apply. But sometimes I just pull one card. There's also a cool. There's many different spreads. Before start doing this, I did that was like one card up here, one card up here. It's like a five card spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it would be about like what's happening right now, what is sort of like the situation on a bigger level, or like what are the stars sort of saying about this moment, what is happening in the environment around you, in your friends, in your family, and then there would be a card that like summarizes everything. And I can't remember what the other card is, but no, you can get crazy. Like this book that I just read from has like a diagram full of different spreads. So I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, tarot of the realized self. The upper card means protagonist, the middle card means antagonist, the other card means mediator. So you can even do like a family constellation with this, sort of like assign roles to people, or like try to, yeah, like think if I was making like a, I don't know, like even for like a 8-ball TV project, like in terms of distributing the roles, you can do that. You could decide, okay, this card is gonna, like, what role are you gonna have? So it's a way of sorting out things. So there's many different spreads that you can do. Yeah, this is another example. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
Is that like 30 cards?
Maybe yeah, maybe. So the tarot of the choice applied to 4 different centers. So it distributes it in like I am on one extreme and I wish on the other. And in the middle you have like these channels like receptive possibility. Like what will come to me if I actually just wait, non-reaction, as the Buddhists would say. And then active possibility. What happens if I act? Like, should I be tougher with my boss? Or like, I don't know, whatever. So, a ver, there's some questions here. Okay, let me first post the stuff, get shareable link, copy. So here is the PowerPoint. But I think that you guys will find more useful a handout that I did for a class that I did on this year, and that has everything on 2 pages, everything you need to know, really. Oh, sorry, I'm sending it privately. All this stuff privately, so for everyone. Tac. So that's the Google Doc on Word with a summary, and here is the PowerPoint. So my mom is asking, is possible an extra card for closing? Aww. Yeah, let's do it. Then we'll get, yes, we will get books. So I don't, so there's 2, so this is the Jodorowsky book. Jodorowsky and Marian Costa, I'm sorry. My friend Elisa, who's here, is, yeah, because he's very like egocentric, you know, and a little bit misogynist, or I would say a lot. So, well, I learned from him before I knew all of this, of, you know, there's like accusations of rape and other stuff like that. So I don't want to ruin the class, but that's a reality. So she's the co-author, or actually she did really most part of the research, I think, of this book. And this book is amazing. I would hands down recommend this book. And then there is a cool book by Sally Nichols. So Jung, Carl Jung, the psychologist, or is he psychiatrist? I'm not sure. At some point became obsessed with tarot because he saw in tarot, because of like the universal language that it has, he saw the possibility of representing many different aspects of culture through the cards. So this book by Sally Nichols, it's a classic, and it's about Jung and tarot. It's about the different like stereotypes in people or stereotypes like in culture, and how you can associate them with certain cards in tarot. So this is very interesting, like as a cultural commentary, I think. Those are like the two books that I can really recommend. Right. Thank you for asking. Nice to see you. And then, you know it, Em? That's cool. Oracle cards, I really don't know about that subject, right? I'm sorry. But I'm open to everything.
I have a question about like when you're using the cards to do the like question, obstacle, solution format, like sometimes when I do stuff with tarot cards, I don't always like, I kind of like let the cards tell me or like bring out stuff in me. Like I don't go in with like a specific question. I was wondering if you ever do that, or if you think that that's a good approach.
That's the approach, really. Like I think
Okay,
that's what this book is about. It's like when you pick out a card, and that's what you're saying is called intuitive reading. It's like you don't even think about what's there, what you're seeing in the card. Like you don't think like, oh, this is a pope. Oh, fuck the church. No, I just record whatever's the first thing that I think about or I feel about. I just grab that in some way. So yeah, I think that's the best way, really, to read it. And at some point, if you just start attaching too many rules on anything, you just ruin it. So I think, yeah, that's the way to go.
Thanks.
Any more questions?
I don't know how much time you have left, but I was wondering about like the significance of when you put a card down and it's like reversed, because I know there are a lot of thoughts on, different thoughts about like how that should be interpreted.
This can be like the last question.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I realized
we are on time.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't give too much importance to reversed cards. I know that there's a lot of people who do, and if you Google, you'll always find different interpretations for reverse cards. I just see them as underline, like highlighting, or like giving some, like, highlighting something, or perhaps I get a lot, for instance, when I'm asking about myself, I get a lot the reversed Empress. And I always think about it as like, okay, so in my own like crazy way of being, I am trying to control a lot of things. So yeah, but I don't really like get too much deeper into the reverse card thing. That's a good question though. Well, yeah, okay, last card to understand the question from 8 balls, COVID.
Basil, I'm warning you, we are over 45.
Okay, done.
Okay, yeah, we're just over that.
Well,
Gracias, Micaelita.
Wait, what's the card?
This is an ace of swords. So it's the mind. It's number 1. It's like start thinking. We gotta start something new with 8 ball.
That's our card?
Yeah, that's the card. I just pulled it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes! Ooh, ooh.
VR.
Thank you, everyone. I want 8 ball.
I want 8 ball.
Thank you,
Gracias,
everyone.
Mica.
Gracias, amigos.
Te amo.
Entendió todo.
Love you. Thank you, April, for this
Chao.
beautiful space.
Belleza verte y aprender contigo.